Okay, well, that's awful. I don't want that on. I don't want that on. Right. Can you hear me first of all, Iman? Can anybody hear me? Yeah, my sister. Iman, can you hear me? Yes, right, okay, because I've got the volume down on my phone. I had to do it on my iPhone in the end, so... Then I had to get the charger because it wasn't charged up enough. It'll probably fall out of the rack it's on. Right, but we'll see. Right, so I just want to thank you for bearing with me. We're, what, half an hour bloody late, but there we go. Because I've got nothing in my thing. So bear with me, all of you. Hello, my lovelies. Hopefully that will allow other people to find me. And let's go and just sort some stuff out. Right, for God's sake, it's not in there. I'm all a dither now. Right, it's totally balls that up. Why it wouldn't come up on my iPad, I'll never know. But hey ho. Okay. Where's that gone? Right. Put this in the description box a momento. Where is it? Right. Right. Save that a minute. Right. Can't remember what I had in here. Sorry about this, guys, but when you haven't been on here for over a year and it goes wrong, that's what we get. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go with live tarot readings. Oh god. Now I've got to put in all the stuff that I've done on the live stream, the scheduled one, that it didn't like. Let's see that. Oh, go away. I will get back to your things in a moment. I just got to put this in or else it's going to be weird. Hopefully that will work. Now, this is everything I did earlier, and then it wouldn't work on my iPad, so well pissed off. But there you go. Got tags. Oh, I can't even. Right. Okay. See if this works. Right. Right, hopefully the others will find it. Hello everybody, Iman, Valerie. Right, this is paid readings only, AJ, sorry. I know what else I've got to get. Right, let me get rid of all of this stuff from Windows I've got open. That is not helping. Right. Although it's paid readings, I am doing 3 collective ones. So let me just put things into the chat so that people know. And this probably won't fit in either, so I'll be pulling my hair out. But let's see, because it says it allows lots more these days. No, it's not going to, you beast. Okay. You know when you're prepared and then everything goes tits up? So, let's see if this works. I'm really sorry about this, guys. Not happy. Not happy. But we'll get there in the end and we'll know for next time. Right, so you didn't like that. You can come in here. I've got to pin these bits in or else people won't know what they're doing. Right. I don't even know if that's going to bloody work now. Let's see if that works. Yep, right, good. And if you're just watching, oh, I just got to put this bit in as well. And about one more, promise, one more. And then Valerie, yours is first, my lovely. And then Iman. Right, that's too many, so that's pissed me off as well. Right, okay. What about that? No. No. God's sake. Right. Valerie, are you here, my lovely? I'm going to do the priority readings first. The prepaid ones are Valerie, then Iman. Valerie, I've got your question. Iman, yours. And then Mario, if he finds us. And then I will do the first of the collective readings for anybody who's just watching but can't pay for a reading. Right, and it will be spirit messages. So, Valerie, my sweetheart, let's find your question. Grrr, which is in the email, so you don't need to type it back out in here. Right. Stormy, thank you, my lovely, but I think I've sorted it for now, which I'm not happy about doing it like this. Right, so current energies between you and E and guidance, and you have a minimum of 7 cards. Right. I see it's got all little new symbols in the chat. Hello, Malfi, as well. Right, I must crack on. Hopefully my phone, I have charged it up. I mean, I've got it plugged in, so we'll see where we go. Right, Valerie, I'm going to start by asking Spirit. For those of you who don't know me, I channel Spirit direct now. I haven't used my cards for a long time, but I do use them as a prompt, okay? But I'm listening to Spirit. So I don't shuffle them. I don't do them like normal tarot cards, okay? They're just a visual, really, okay, for you guys. Okay, so Valerie, here goes. So Valerie's energy, please, in the connection with her specific person. Okay. Now, these are showing... Okay, we'll go with these 3. Right, so first of all, we've got Spirit saying to you that you are still sort of cutting your nose off to spite your face. You're still leaving yourself out in the cold and the door is still locked. Okay, you need to remain balanced. Remember, the labels and the stories you're telling yourself is what will get reflected back to you, Valerie. Okay, so any labels you've got stuck to him other than he loves me, he adores me, he can't get enough of me, treats me like a queen, I am so loved, etc., etc., I'm in the perfect relationship, any other story has to go. Okay, anything you're reacting to, it has to go. All right, now this reading, for those of you listening, is different because Valerie is a mentoring client of mine as well, so we're going deeper into just a reading here. Okay, so can you confirm if you heard that first bit, Valerie, please? Because I can see the chat on my screen. Right, okay, so your energy, I just want to ask someone here as well. Okay, you got to trust that your power rules all. Okay, and then trust that what you're saying internally will get reflected back. Okay. Right, so let's look at the energy that he is in. I think you can see that from there anyway, can't you? Right, his energy. Okay, we got the sort of past card, past issues. So it may be that he speaks a lot about the past, okay, or he's still reflecting your past beliefs. Okay, remember, you're not changing him, you're changing how you see him. Yeah, changes. There needs to be changes. All right, so that you can be a happy couple together. Okay. I also feel that he might have some family issues as well. All right, that may be encroaching on your connection, but you can just clarify that for me in the chat about family, I mean. Thank you, darling. Right, so again, changes. All right, so they're saying that the change needs to happen. Before you see the changes, you've got to make the changes internally. Okay, from love. Remember, love is unconditional. It doesn't have conditions. Okay, that's fine. I mean, just because you've not met his family, it can still be that it's you know, he still sees his family, if you get what I mean. So Spirit is saying here, hello Mario, my lovely, I know you did, sweetheart, and I'm glad you found me, and I'm glad I got it going. Right, so make the changes within you from love. Always see it as perfect. That's what I do. Okay, I am perfect, the relationship is perfect. Okay, yes, because remember, it's all a reflection. Look at her, she's looking in the reflection, but she's opening her pocket. Well, why isn't my pocket full? Well, because it's just a reflection. Okay, now Spirit is saying you're further ahead than you think you are. All right, so it doesn't matter because everything is now. You can change it moment to moment. All right, but stay optimistic. Okay, and now it says on this card for you lot, positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. It's not about positive thinking. You can be positive, or it's who you identify as is what you will get reflected back. Okay, so remember that, my lovely. And one of these, where it might seem hot and cold, okay, we've got this sort of frostiness here. You can have your new beginnings. A baby signifies new beginnings to me on this card. Okay, whenever this comes out. Okay, so you just need to, from what Spirit has told you here, is to trust that you are in control of everything. Okay, he and everybody else and the circumstances all reflect back who you say you are and what labels and stories you have. Okay, so just let me know if you understand that, Valerie. And if there's anything you want to ask before I move on to Iman. don't know if there's a time on her. Yes, I do. Thank you. Can you ask what he thinks about our connection? It's never about what he thinks. Okay. I know that, you know, I'm only telling you that, Valerie, because of what I've told you in the mentoring. Okay. It is not about, he thinks and feels what you think he thinks and feels. Okay. Nobody has free will in your reality, Valerie. So if you think he doesn't really like you, then bingo, you're going to get reflected back to you that he doesn't really like you. Okay. So you have to be on top of what you're thinking all the time. Do you understand? And I'm not just saying this, it is how it is. Okay. So if you think he loves and adores you, that he can't be without you, and you've got the perfect relationship and he always showers you with love and affection every day, then, and you stick to that and no other story. Okay. Even if something comes at you in the physical, okay, you have to override it with, are you accepting that? Or are you just going to say no to yourself and change it? Okay. So it's never about how he sees you. He sees you as you think he sees you, and how you see yourself. Remember that reflection card. Okay. So are you okay with that? Do you understand? Before I move on. For any of you watching who haven't purchased a reading, I will be doing 3 collective free readings in here. And the first one will be Messages from Spirit. Any more about his family? Okay, strong. Okay, but although strong came through from Spirit, it's sort of a strong-willed. They might be quite strong-willed. Okay, but there is strength and courage with them. Okay, remember they said that there could be family problems, especially around the mother, if his mother's still alive, or a dominant female in the family. Okay, but again, you can, as if you, whatever you tell yourself, you will get. So if this was me, I'd be saying his family are amazing. I've met them all. They all love me, etc., etc. Okay, so it's always what you say it is. Never, nobody is here pissing you off on purpose, Valerie. Okay, I know that some of you listening who are just into tarot readings don't understand what I'm on about. This is a whole different level for Valerie. Okay, she knows what I'm on about. Okay, does that clarify that for you, sweetheart? Are you happy for me to move on? Okay, so remember, what you find yourself thinking and saying in your head is what you're going to get. Okay. Iman, my lovely. Yes, keep me updated, sweetheart. Drop me an email at any time. Iman, your question, please. And then Mario, it will be yours after Iman's. Right, what did we get in here? We only got up to 12 cards. Iman, are you in the chat still, sweetheart? It's lovely to be back. I won't be making any videos for the channel. I wasn't going to come back on here, to be honest, but I always follow guidance from my higher self and from spirit. And in the last week, they've been saying, jump back on here. They could have told me about the problems I was going to have getting on here. But we got there in the end. Yeah, they could have told me that. Where else am I? Iman. Right, if Iman's fallen asleep or whatever, then Mario, I'll come to you when I finish posting these bits in. And also, we've got a tiny little window of it on here, but never mind. I think that bit's okay on there. And what other bit do we have? Iman, wherever you are. Right, Iman, let me just check my emails first, actually. No. I've been very well, thank you, Nini. Right, Mario, sweetheart, what's your question? And we'll see if Iman finds me in here. Let me just look back in the chat, see if she's... Right, we see you, we hear you. Okay, I hope you're well, my lovely. So, let's see where you really are. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants to say to you about your energy. And what's Mario going on with Mario? Oh, still a little bit of in your, this card is always a sort of flip my life, flip-flop my life. Nothing's still in your emotions, time passing by, sort of, the water's filling up. It's like drowning in emotions still. Okay, so you're still very emotionally tied to the physical. Okay, on circumstances, conditions, your thoughts, your emotions that are no longer serving. Okay, which is making you, again, all over the place. Okay, you're rocking all over the place there. Okay, you're not balanced, you're not in your power, Spirit just said. Okay, especially around family. Okay, now I've been off here a year. Okay, so this is still showing that there is still shit going on. Now, this big lotus flower on top of the fountain always reminds me of the base chakra, the root chakra, which is being sort of rooted, balanced. Okay, so look that up and perhaps do some grounding work as well. Iman, you're back. Right, I've just jumped in with Mario's because I did put a shout out for you, but we couldn't find you. We thought you'd gone to sleep. Okay, because remember, what you sow, you will reap, good or bad. Okay, Spirit and the universe, God, angels, whatever, can only ever say yes. Okay, so if you're sat there going, my life is a shit show, yes, Mario, you're quite right. Here's more proof for you to experience. Okay, my life is perfect. yes, here's more for you to experience of it being perfect. So, you know, your wish is their command, basically. All right. What you say with labels and the things you have in your head is what will get reflected back, but it's also who you're identifying as. Okay. We've been through all this before. So, again, trust for you. You have to trust that it's just trust the process, okay, of what spirit it tells you, okay, but you have to nourish yourself first. When we have a negative feeling, okay, your body is your truth. Your body is your lie detector. Okay, it's not like your mind will trick us, but it's not to trick us, it's to keep us safe. Okay, so for instance, in you being a man, you know, women are all gold diggers, say, okay, but in your heart, you're wanting love. Okay, so it is a case of when your body is experiencing a negative emotion, it's reminds me, like a spirit's taught me, it's like a baby. Okay, when you're not feeling calm or center, you know, you're calm, you're relaxed, you're not overexcited, but you're happy and content. Okay, like a baby, when it's been fed and changed, it's happy and content. It will sleep, or it's gurgly, you know, coo coo coo. Okay, but when you are feeling a negative emotion, it's your body, like a baby, saying it needs changing, something needs to change, or you need to feed yourself. You need to nourish yourself, put your focus back onto you. Okay, so it means changing what's making, why you feel that way. Okay, so that's sort of what they're saying to you there. I will pull some more cards. Hang on. All right, Iman. Okay. Let's come to one of these for you. So surrender. Once you've decided, it's all about choosing and deciding. I've got very good with that. It took me a while to not trust myself, Okay, I will literally say, right, I've decided it's XYZ because I said so. End of. Okay, to myself. All right, and it gets reflected back. So it's time for you to take action and control of what you want to see. Remember, you cannot desire something or want something that's not meant for you. It's already yours, or else you would not want it or desire it. It's just the labels and the story and the reacting and the emotions and thoughts that you still have attached to it that is getting in your way. All right. I don't give any circumstances or conditions or thoughts or feelings any power over me. I will just say, no, it's this way because I said so. Okay. And everything is perfect. Everything's always perfect for me. Okay. So change things there, my lovely. All right. So I want to just ask them this. Yes. Hold yourself more in high honor. Okay. So it's more like, you know, what is your worth and value? Who are you identifying as? Okay. You know, somebody who is caring. You are very caring. Okay, but you're not seeing yourself as cared for. I mean, I don't know, you could be in another relationship by now, but remember it was saying about family, so I'm assuming there still must be some conflict with the children's mother, okay, or the situation there. And I love this card because see how twisted the trunk is. It's all twisted up, so no matter how twisted up and your feelings and emotions aren't going to change anything. They're just alerting you that something is right or wrong. Okay, that something needs to change or you need to feed yourself. So it doesn't matter how twisted up. You could be sat there crying all day, but you have to remember the story, the fruit that you're bearing from the stories that you're telling in yourself and the labels. Okay, then when you need to be balanced, in other words. Okay, so anything you want to say about that? I haven't kept cards, count of the number of cards I've been using actually. Again, sort of this card with looking at the world. You know, you can have the world. The world is yours. You're creating your world, remember. Okay, again, for those of you listening that wonder why this isn't like a usual tarot reading, is because I'm these are returning clients, okay, who had mentoring as well. Because you're just still seeing things as empty, Spirit just said. Yeah, worrying and concerned. Okay, still sort of in that physical world, letting it lead you astray. I was thinking you'd paid more, but it wasn't. Hello, Sagar, my lovely. These are paid readings only, my lovely, but you can hang around for the free collective readings I'll be doing. Mario, are you there, my lovely? Okay, did you understand that? Is there anything you want to ask before I move on to Iman? Did it make sense? No, Iman. It was Mario. So Mario, anything you want to ask, or is that clear and it makes sense and you know what you need to do to change things around? Okay, Iman, my lovely, right, let me just read back. Reading on situation with have been distant after I passed his house with a friend. He changed and took a step back. Maybe because I done that. I was thinking about you the other day. Okay, Iman, I'm just literally going to do a reading here because you're still asking questions that I've answered in personal readings that if you're still not understanding that it's all coming from you, then I'm just going to do a normal reading. Okay, and you can take it as it is. Because if you understood it, you wouldn't be asking those questions and you wouldn't be thinking those things. Okay, so it's not going in for you to understand it. So let's just do a normal reading. So Spirit. Right, I'll bring no, I think you can see it over there. You can see it there. Right, his energy towards you is balanced, actually. Okay, this is always my card of being balanced, despite the ship ships, choppy waters in the background. Okay, so he's more balanced within himself than you think. But yes, he is acting hot and cold. Okay. But we do have like my talk card wanting to tell you something here. So I'm just going to ask Spirit, what's he wanting to say? Yeah, communication. So from his energy, I'm not getting that he's pissed off with you or pulled back or anything. Yes, a little bit hot and cold because you're assuming that. Okay, you've reacted to something that he didn't actually say. You've assumed from a look or whatever, okay? And look what assumptions do, they play out. So you are in this group of negative people is always like this negative sort of, well, you know, the third party, and he's become distant, so you're causing a load of negativity, okay, because your energy is going into a negative energy. Remember, everything is energy. He's still attracted to you, very much so. Okay. This is sort of, you know, you going back into the old ways, sat there, the wheel's not moving, we're just like reflecting again. Okay, so with this blossom on the tree, you're just replanting old seeds, you know, old things, old cycles where nothing's moving. So I'm just going to go into your energy. I just want to go into this. Hang on. So when I'm asking about your connection with him, keep an open mind. Okay. Don't jump to conclusions is what Spirit is telling you. Don't jump to conclusions. Okay. But set boundaries within yourself. Okay. This isn't setting boundaries with him, because it's setting those boundaries within yourself. What do you want? Because you're saying now that somebody else is coming in. Okay, and we're going back into questions that we were having with why. What does why think about me talking to the other ones? Remember, there was O and there was somebody else. You're in the same cycle, just different name, different faces here. So this is because of what's going on within you. Your outside world and the people in it will always reflect you back. Okay, you're just asking a year later the same questions, but with a different man and different other man. Okay? Because you're still coming from this judgment and not being like the owl up in the tree of wiser now. You're still going back to the physical. Okay? Yeah, the third parties, the groups of other people. You'll be the 3D. Okay, the physical world is affecting you. You're not doing the inner work. And Spirit said, no, he's not bothered by the other man. Okay, because he knows how he feels about you, how Ahmed feels about you. He knows how he feels about you. Okay, you've just jumped to a load of conclusions here that aren't right. So you're spiraling. So this card is always, you know, where are you shooting this arrow? What is it you want? Decide and stick to it. Stick to that script. Stick to that story. You're all over the place and you're just repeating the same old cycles. Yes, he does know how you feel about him. You know, everything is energy. You can feel how people, how they interact with you, how they feel about you. Okay, and again, He feels whatever you say he feels, okay? You're seeing him as pulling away, walking away. Should I walk away then if he doesn't seem interested? So you're leaving the cupboard bare. All right, you're focusing on what's the emptiness. Okay, so if you don't fix this within and find that peace within, okay, the temple path, the peace, okay, you're going to keep repeating these cycles with anybody. Okay, and again, you're asking all these questions outside of yourself, but you haven't asked about you. Who are you identifying as? You're identifying as some desperate person who is desperately, you know, where another man you've attracted is not attracted to you and isn't coming towards you. So you're repeating those cycles, like Spirit said. You're just going round and round in circles, chasing your tail. New name, different face. Okay. Okay, so Spirit is saying, when I'm saying about the relationship with them, the love that you want, you need to take action in how you view this. No, they're not happy. Okay? There's a lot of pressure and a lot of family pressure going on in that connection. All right? Oops. You know, he is an honest person. He is, you know, I'm not picking up anything bad from his energy, and neither is Spirit giving me anything bad from his energy. It's just how you're perceiving it, still with those labels, still with the physical world ruling you. Remember, you're the cause. Physical world is the effect of what you've caused, but you're looking at the physical world as a cause and it's affecting you. So you're going round in a loop. You're just getting the same. So take time to breathe out, okay? Love is never anything you chase. It's a birthright, okay? But if you want to see changes, you've got to step out of your comfort zone of what you're used to telling yourself and how you keep reacting. Because to be honest, I'm just seeing, like I say, and I agree with Spirit, the same patterns. And you're wondering why the same is happening again. Okay, all you've got is different characters. Okay, different names. So anything else you want to ask? Not about him though. We've seen what Spirit said to you. I mean, is that clear? Okay. Right, okay. What will happen next is you think he's playing games. So if you keep thinking he's playing games, you're going to be pulling your hair out. So what happens next decides on what you are deciding and choosing. He's not doing anything. He's just playing the role you keep giving him. Okay, the white deck isn't for this. Okay, the white deck is for no contact people who you've had a relationship with. That's what I designed that deck for. Okay, it wouldn't work for your situation. So what's going to happen next, until you see things differently and see him differently, it's going to be the same. You'll drift in and out with each other, okay, but you're not going to be in a relationship in the current energy that you're in and the way you're looking at it. You'll just get more of the same until you get fed up with him, and then you find somebody else, and then it'll be the same. Okay, you're tying yourself up in knots by what you're thinking. Remember, swords are thoughts. Okay, so your hands are tied because of how you're seeing it. Okay. Let's get into, you've had how to fix it in all of your personal videos. Go and listen back to them, my lovely. I've explained everything in there, inside and out, and apart from speaking Spanish, I don't know how else to say it. Okay, so it is what it is at the moment, my lovely. You're going to keep yeah, but you feel that, so you're not going to get commitment. End of. Okay, go back and listen to your personal videos. If you've lost all the links, let me know, send me an email, and I will put them all back in. Okay. Right, I am going to do the first free collective reading, and we'll see what Spirit wants to say as a collective. Okay, the Spirit messages for the free readings, okay, are, I'm going to pull some more. Family. Spirit is saying about family. So for those of you that are having family issues within your family or within a relationship, okay, if you consider them as your family, or you have children, okay, there needs to be changes. Sorry, I'm holding it up too far away from the camera. So family, there needs to be changes. If you feel like you're hitting your head against a brick wall, this is for the collective. Anybody who's listening that this resonates with, this is for you. If you're having family problems, okay, this is a message from Spirit about it. Okay, but they are saying bring love into this situation, okay, because the personal issue will reach resolution. So anybody having family issues, whether you're within your own home or with family, okay, where you feel like you've been hitting your head against a brick wall, there are going to be changes, okay, but you've got to bring love. Love conquers all. Resentment, hatred, jealousy, whatever, the lower energy feelings and emotions, okay, emotions and thoughts, sorry, aren't helping. Bring love into this, okay, because if the situation was resolved and you're a happy bunny, you're going to be coming from that love energy, not from the agitated, frustrated energy, is what Spirit is saying there. Okay, and we've got just love the synchronicity of this, you know, the angel of, and it says, I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. So again, that's saying what they're saying here about families. Okay, you've got family changes coming in, but bring love into the situation, and the angels and Spirit is with you. Did anybody resonate with that at this point in time? Because things are going to take a turn if you come from love. Okay, your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. Okay, so that's the free collective reading from the spirit messages. The next free collective reading I will be doing, okay, is a love reading, which is just a collective one. If you do want your own personal reading during the live, okay, they are paid readings. Go scroll back through the chats. If you can't, let me know and I will repost the stuff. Okay. But it's lovely to be back. Lovely that, you know, people I haven't heard from for a long time have joined in the chat as well. I know that there'll be some newbies as well. So welcome. Right, okay, there is a payment from a lady beginning with a T. Okay, your name might be different on the chat on YouTube, so I don't want to say your name out, but if you're there, then I can do your reading next if you let me know what your question is in the chat. Tracy, right, you are Tracy. Let's call you, there's me trying to be incognito there. Right, okay, let's see what Spirit wants to say to you. And welcome, my lovely. Right. Right, Spirit, what do you have for Tracy, please? Let me just shuffle this deck in case I use this one. Now, Tracy, I'm not sure if you are new to my channel at all. I know I haven't been on here for a year, but I channel Spirit for the readings. Okay, so I'm listening to Spirit. They don't give names. They never have. They're just sort of giving the energy of things. So let's see what they want to say to you. Okay, the first thing that they're saying is patience. Okay, so I'm just using the cards as pictures for you. All right, I don't read the card meanings. Okay, so either being more balanced within yourself. Okay, and that means if you're very emotional and in a lot of negative emotions and thoughts, okay, or you're overexcited all the time and you're burning yourself out, sort of thing. Where's the balance? Okay, but also patient. Now, it may be that you just need to be more patient, or it may be that you feel your patience is being tested. Okay, you're more in control than you think, but I feel that there is a another woman that could be bothering you at this time. Okay, it could be a family member, it could be somebody at work, but it just seems that there's although Spirit is saying you're more in control than you think you are, somebody is affecting you. Okay, so just clarify that for me. It may be to come if it hasn't happened already. Okay, it may be another woman that you see as being stubborn, or they're being a bit nasty. Okay. This for me is children. Okay, but it could be grandchildren as well. But this child, whether it's your own child or a grandchild, is either you're very proud of them or they're very proud of something that's happened within themselves lately. But there are struggles, okay? There's struggles within yourself, and with others here, which again is affecting, you know, your emotions. Your emotions are all sort of over the place, and your thoughts, and so very much sort of up and down energy. So coming back to that first card, okay, try and find that balance within yourself as well, because when you're sort of, if you imagine a line in front of you and our normal places in the middle, like calm, relaxed, contented, okay, you're very much in the lower, and then like one thing might happen that shoots you up into, oh, that went well, but then you're coming back down. You're not, so you're up and down. You're not consistent in feeling balanced a lot, okay? Let's just pull some more for you, my lovely. So focus. Okay, I love this card because she's got the butterfly where her third eye is. She's got her eyes closed. So she's sort of focusing within in her mind. Right, so what do I want? Okay, not with her eyes open, being blown around like sort of tumbleweed, if you get what I mean. She's remaining focused, right? This is what I'm deciding. This is what is happening, sort of thing. Okay, by setting, you know, then you can have new beginnings. Okay, where it's all frosty and cold at the moment, you go through into this beautiful warmth of the sunshine in the new beginnings if you can remain focused, okay, and not being all scattered. So it's sort of like taking a deep breath and collecting your thoughts, being patient, okay, even though your patience is being tested, and sort of bringing it back on, you know, with that calm here. We've got mature man as well. So that could be a father figure, or it could be, you know, even if your father's not here, but he could be watching over you as well. I do channel spirit, but I'm not getting through an energy coming through, but it can signify that, okay. It may be that you're married or whatever, you've got a partner who's supportive, but expect changes if you can be balanced, okay. At the moment, because you're up and down, everything is up and down, okay. And again, bring love into this. Always bring love. Love is a high energy, okay? So it's not a lower negative energy. When you bring love, always step back and say, well, what do I love about this person? How would I love this to be? Okay? Because you are a very caring person, and people do care about you as well. All right, you're living with father, okay. Righty-ho. So he hasn't popped. He hasn't crossed over yet. Right, okay. But there is family support around you as well, okay. And people will open up to you more as well. When you're sort of calmer, that shifts the energy, okay. When you're in sort of panic mode or unbalanced, okay, energy, remember, everything is energy. So energy is like the wind. You can feel it, but you can't see it. So when you're all off, everybody else will be off, okay. It has like a ripple effect. So when you're sort of grounded and you're sort of calm, then it calms the energy. It diffuses that chaotic energy. Okay, so that's what Spirit is saying. Yeah, then there will be no more battles. I always say to my clients, if you go into battle, there's going to be a war. Okay, so if you don't want a war with somebody, don't go into the battle. Now, that doesn't mean you can't set boundaries, but it's not being a tit for tat. It's like, this is how it is, take it or leave it. Okay? This is who I am. This is how it is. This is what I say. All right? It doesn't mean you can't listen to what other people are saying, but you're not being affected by it. You're focused. Remember that focus. Okay, so any obstacles that you have are just flimsy obstacles. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's yeah, the camera is picking it up. You see these little tree branches on, so Spirit's trying to guide you. I always see this like as, although it's the moon, you've got the flimsy tree branches, and then the Spirit's trying to sort of guide you along this path, even though there's just flimsy, the obstacles in your way aren't brick walls. They're just flimsy tree branches that you could pick up, or you could jump over or go round them. Okay, so sort of in a way, it's like, yeah, you're attached to emotions and thoughts that aren't serving you, keeping things in a sort of stalemate situation or going round in circles. All right, so does that help you, my lovely? Do you understand that what you need to do, or guidance? You don't have to do it. Okay, you just sort of feel lost at the moment. Okay, nothing seems to be moving. The windmill blades aren't going round. They're just sort of, there's no wind. Even though I said everything is energy, I don't mean that. I mean, it's just nothing seems to be moving because you're in that chaos within yourself. Right, so you're living with your father, but you don't speak to the... Yeah, but the energy as well with your father, okay, as well. And not feeling supported, okay. But just try and sort of come from love and come from that calm and that focus, okay, and see how that shifts things. And always think lovingly. Okay, we go around too much in our head in a negative and wonder why we experience more negative things. Negative attracts negative. Okay, positive attracts positive. So anything you want to ask them, Tracy, before I move on, and then I'm going to do the love, collective love free reading. Will you be able to move soon? Okay. It certainly looks so. This card is, for me, always like something that's beneficial and creative. Okay, so yes, you can do. Okay, again, if you don't let things throw you off course. Okay, so there may be a few little tweaks, okay, but you can overcome them. As long as you're in that focused way, okay, for a new chapter here, a new cycle for you. So it's certainly possible, yes, that you can move soon. Now, Spirit can never override free will, so they can't say 100%, but they're just saying the little obstacles that are in the way really are flimsy obstacles, even if you see them as great big brick walls. Okay, so sort of, again, for you, more further ahead than you need to be. You just need to tweak a few little things that you're giving your power to that aren't serving you. Think of power. Your power is your thoughts and your emotions. Okay, so when you're in control of them and focus, like that focus card we had, then your energy is being redirected into a more positive way, like a positive charge, Spirit just said. Okay, but you're in that inner turmoil at the moment. Now, hopefully at the end of this, it will save. Because the trouble I had starting it wasn't very good. Hello, Leela, my lovely. I'm fine, thank you, sweetheart. I hope you're well. Okay. So let's ask how long you'll be in. I just have a job finished. Would like to ask just a few minutes. I'm only got sort of 20 minutes left, my lovely. I might go on a bit longer. We'll see how it goes. Glad to see you back, Cave IB, and I'm glad to be back as well. It really has, considering I've been missing in action for a year, over a year. It's nice to see you all have popped on and got readings and are tuned in. Thank you so much. I thought you all had moved on by now. Right. Okay, so Spirit is ready to do the collective love reading. So it's not going to be about you and a particular person because it's a collective. Some of you are going to be single. Some of you listening to this are going to be in a connection, or, you know, whether you're in contact or no contact. So we're just going to see what Spirit comes up with love. Right. And we're going to start with, I'm going to start with the romance angels. Okay, so we've got here, give your relationship a chance. Okay, work on your partnership. Now that could be, if you're single, give love a chance. Okay, if for those of you who are single and you might be in the energy of, I never seem to find someone, nobody ever commits to me, dating is shite. Okay, I can't seem to find the one, men are scarce, women are scarce, etc. Okay, then give it a chance. If you are in a connection where there's no contact, trust in your heart. Your heart is your truth, not your thoughts. It's a bit, it always reminds me of the song that I won't mention names or titles, but you know, where it is, my head says forget him, my heart says don't let go. All right. Trust in your heart. Your heart is your truth. Okay. So it means working on the connection within you. If you're in the energy of every time that person pops into your head and you are arguing with them in your head, or you are still got negative feelings about them or a negative story that you're telling yourself because you're still reacting, then how can love come in? Love is unconditional, which means there's no conditions put on it. You either love that person with all your heart despite the current circumstances, or you don't, because you're putting conditions on it. Well, if only they did XYZ, then I'd be happy. Okay, so work on it within you. If you are in a connection that is hot and cold or up and down, okay, then give it a chance. Okay, give it a chance. Work on it. You're adults. Okay, you're not enemies, you're lovers. Remember, this is a collective. Okay, now some of you may have this, for me, when Spirit brings this out, is two things. Either keep yourself busy, okay, or for some of you there could be work problems, finance problems that are affecting us. Humans love emotional security and financial security, and if one of them is off balance, it affects the other one. Okay, so there could be work issues for some of you. Some of you may not have a job that's causing problems in a connection. Okay, so your partner may be too busy, okay, etc., etc. It could be a number of things, but there's a lot of stress and worry here that is causing this bad health, mental health, physical health. Dis-ease causes disease, whether mentally, stress, worry, or physically. Okay. The door, okay, with the beautiful hearts. I love this card. You know, trust your heart. This heart is caged and only somebody has the key to it. Okay, so the door is still open. The door's open. The door's not closed here. Whoever's on your heart, or if you're wanting love, then you have to come from love. You can't come from the opposite. Love is a high vibrational energy. Okay, it's not a low vibrational energy. I have clients all the time are like, well, I really, really want my ex back, or I really, really want a relationship, but they've got a shit story in a very negative mindset that they're still telling themselves, and they're wondering why nothing's changing. Okay. You've got to think of this beautiful connection. Why do you want this person? What do you want in love? A beautiful, we all want a happy, secure, loving, healthy relationship. And remember that if, as Spirit said to somebody earlier, your body is your truth. It's like a baby. If you are feeling a negative emotion, then it's screaming at you that that something needs changing, the baby needs changing, or you need to put your focus back onto you and nourish and feed yourself until you feel contented. Okay, like a baby, when it's fed and changed, it'll go to sleep, or it'll sit there cooing and googling at you. Okay, so look at what needs changing here. Then you can have a new chapter. You've got to write the new chapter. Okay, the story you're telling is the story you're getting. Okay, that's okay, Neela, I'm not coming off yet, sweetheart. I just want to put one more for the collective reading. Okay, let go. This is a big one. Okay, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. When you are trying to force things to happen, you're trying to force changes, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, you're all over the place, you are keeping it further away from you. When you're just relaxed, okay, thinking about what you love about this person, what you love about yourself, etc., then things will shift. especially in today's society, we want everything now. Okay. Hello, Jessica, my lovely. If you go back up in the chat, I've just literally posted the link. But it's lovely to see you. So that, my lovelies, was the free collective one. Now, it's not going to apply to all of you, but they have Spirit has covered a broad sort of basis on that. So hopefully that helps some of you as well. It may not be today that you're experiencing it. Things can change and you might start to experience it tomorrow or next week, but bear it in mind. Okay. So we've had the free collective spirit message. We've had the free collective love message, and then there will be a career message as well. It's lovely to be back. I'm not going to be doing any videos for the channel. Like I said, I wasn't going to come back on here. I had no interest in YouTube. But I do listen to Spirit and my higher self. And in the last week, they've been calling me to go back onto YouTube. I sort of said no to them. No. And they were like, yes. Okay, so I do listen to them. That's why there's a couple of different things like the collective readings for those of you who can't get a reading. Okay. They wanted me to do that in this as well. So hopefully they will help. Keep an eye out on my posts to see when I next go on. It might be Friday. It might be Sunday. I'm not too sure yet. So if I'm not on here on Friday, it will be Sunday, 7 till 9 p.m. UK time. With exactly the same as what we've been through today. Yes, let me just post it again for you to... And do you need to know the prices for the readings? Let me just put them in as well. I've had lots of amazing things because I have finally figured out how it all works and have stood in my power of deciding this is how it is because I said so. And yes, things have changed. Right. Let me just sort this out a minute. And it's really quick as well. You know, turnaround on some things are instant and bizarre how it unfolds, because I just trust and I know that if I say something, it is. It happens. I will post this as well because I do offer other readings and spirit, loved ones in spirit who've passed away. Pets that have passed away, all sorts of different things on my actual private services, okay? So you can find it there in the description box, which will probably be, I don't think it's updated underneath. Oh, it has. There you go, guys. So I'm just going to have a sip of water. I know it's a bit of a crappy view of the table, but that's because it just would not work on my iPad, so I've had to use my iPhone. Good job there's been no calls come through. Any messages popping up. I don't know how that would affect it, but there you go. But it's lovely to see you all. Okay, Jessica, I've just seen yours come through. So like I say, there's one collective career reading coming in, which can include finances as well, depends what spirit brings out. And also what else was I going to say? Again, you can find all the details in the description box below as well. And keep an eye on the community post for when I'm next going to go live. I'm not going to post any normal readings on the channel. It will just be doing live readings, okay? Jessica, are you here? Yeah. You know, I've gotten tarot in a while. It's been such a year. Good. Okay, so what's your question, Jessica? What do you want to ask Spirit today? Just pop it in the chat, Jess. Okay. So let's start by asking Spirit about your energy. Okay, what's going on, what they want to say about you. Okay, so I love this card, okay, because it's you riding around, waving your magic wand, okay, sort of basically in control, okay? So are you finding that you're more in control of things now than letting things affect you? You're more in control of what you're deciding and choosing? Okay, still sometimes can get a little bit scattered in your emotions, okay, but then we all come back to the human side of us, forgetting who we truly are, okay, the power that we truly do have, okay, which can lead to periods of feeling stuck or bored, or are we there yet? Nothing's changing. Okay, but remember, there's always movement behind the scenes. Just sit there once you've decided this is what's happening because I said so. Okay, just expect it. I love this. Okay, she sat by the window, she's got tea, lovely tea cakes and a cup of tea, and it's like, yeah, I ordered it, so it's on its way. I said it was this way, so it is. Okay, so overall, very good energy that you're in. Nothing that would concern me. Okay. Yeah, you're remembering your power. Okay, so anything that's coming at you, you're like, no, this is how it is. This is what I'm having. So your energy is very good. You're in your personal power. Okay, Neela. I'm just doing Jess's at the moment. I feel way much more at peace lately. Of course, I'm human, have those times, but can get... Yes, that's what I find. If I do, I can literally get out of it within... Well, sometimes straight away. Other times it can, you know... Remember, your emotions and your thoughts don't change anything. It's who you are identifying as anyway. So if you have that identity now that what I say goes, etc., and knowing how it works, then you will deflect things pretty quick. So yeah, you're taking that action, okay, where it's needed, and you're nourishing yourself as well when you are feeling off. Okay, I was saying earlier about your body and how you feel, not what you're thinking, but how you feel is always an indication, like a baby. Okay, if something is wrong, a negative feeling, okay, then it needs change. Something needs to change, or you need to feed yourself, nourish yourself, okay, so that you can move out of that. Yeah, by having fruitful thoughts. This lovely fresh fruit on her head that's attracting all the bees and the butterflies to it. Okay, having those fruitful thoughts is where your abundance comes in. Well, seeing yourself as having everything already. Okay, and then you will have everything because it will get reflected back. Remember, it's just the reflection. But yes, you have been much more focused, Spirit is saying, which is brilliant. So well done. You'll have to drop me an email as to the changes. You know, any little thing is a win. Okay, so if you're saying that a lot's changed, then a lot, you know, tell me about it. Right, so let's just go, what else they want you to know. Okay, you're feeling more in your, this card for me, whenever Spirit brings us out, is attractive, like somebody is attracted to you. Okay, but I feel in this case, yes, you might well have suitors who are blowing up your, yeah, I'll send an email because it's been wonderful. Blowing up, you know, your inbox or whatever, or asking you out on dates. But you are feeling more attractive. You're seeing yourself as more attractive. And I know what they're saying, and you know what they're saying, okay? Because I'm thinking back to when I first met you all those years ago. And you've just put, yes, a total 180 from where you first started. Yes, more calm. And that as well. And Spirit, as your higher self and Spirit, has been guiding you. Okay, and you're listening. You're knowing, because you're listening to your body. No, that's not right. So what do I need to change? Okay, you're not waiting for the changes. You are making them as and when they come up. And I love this as well. Look at this. They're saying, well, from this dead horse where you felt dead and unattractive and nothing going right, look at the energy you now have bounced back with. And that's all down to you. You've really listened, you've really taken this on, and you're seeing it all get reflected back. So well done. Okay, we do still have the reconciliation. Okay, so I don't know if that's actually happened yet, or you know, still to come, because remember, nothing is lost or separate from you. You've got that connection. Okay, forget the past life. They're not telling me that in this case. They're saying you've got that past connection that's still very much there. Nothing has gone, you know, and you will get through it. Whatever pressure you feel that is the conditions and the circumstances, you will get through this. Okay. So having more fun as well. You might be getting out and about more. Okay, you might be having more fun. Not looking at the time now. You're not clock watching. Like, where is it? Why hasn't anything changed? We can slip into that sometimes. Even I still do it. Okay, but overall, you are knowing that it's done as soon as you decide. Okay, you're far more balanced and grounded, and that's making you happier, for you to have a happier family life and life. Okay, and you're really in connection with your higher self as well, you know, your sixth sense, if you like. So again, more friendships. Okay, more communication from people. Okay, could be from SP, if that's still a thing there, still the attraction there as well. So if, you know, again, if you're still wanting that same SP, or you might be together now, you know, that it's going well, you know, even if if you're not together, it's still there. Nothing is ever lost. Okay, nothing is ever separate. The only reason our brain sees things as separate is because of the importance we place on it. When you make it natural and normal within yourself, it will be natural and normal for you to experience. Like I make things natural and normal, so I don't have that where is it, what time is it, are we there yet, is this working? Okay, it's like, yes, that's how it is. Okay, so when it does get reflected back, there's no big, sometimes it still blows my socks off, other times it's just normal, like, yeah, I know, because I said so. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Jessica, my lovely. Right, if there is anything you want to just ask Spirit for clarification on, Jessica, then ask, and then before I go on to Neela. Neela, if you're in the chat, can you put your question into the chat, my lovely? Hello, Wildcat. How are you, my pussycat? And then once I've done Neela's, or any finished up with Jessica, if she has any question, follow-up question on that, then I will do the collective career reading from Spirit for anybody who's watching, if it resonates with you. It won't resonate for everybody what Spirit says. Wonderful, Jessica. Neela, can you put in your question into the chat, my lovely? And unless you've already done it somewhere. No. Lost it now. Where am I? Yes, after a year, these years was dynamic. I moved to Ireland now. Let me, I have not synchronicity. Maybe ask the Spirit what he has about me after a year. Okay. Is this the Virgo, Neela? I did see something when I was setting something up that you can do the chat for like 1 minute. Perhaps it's on that, but I just, about me, but about him, I have. Okay. But is it the Virgo? So I know that you were seeing somebody else. Anyway, while you're posting whether it is Virgo or the other person, then I will just ask Spirit about your energy anyway. Okay, well, straight away it's showing, they're saying this card for me is always like literally your person is in your face. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. Okay, and with all this fire as well, it's like the energy as well. So in your energy and with you seeing the synchronicities, you have that inner knowing. Okay, your head may be saying something different, but in your heart you still have that connection. Yes, okay. And you've just said have lots of offers, so that could be literally like men coming forward. Okay, I don't know where it's gone now. Here. Okay, all these men coming forward, but there's definitely men in your energy here. Okay, and love. Okay, so trust your heart. Okay, remember we're always connected to people. Your heart is your truth. So if you're still feeling that connection, your person is still feeling that connection. Okay. But it's nice that, it's summertime. Lots of little offers. Okay. You still have some fears regarding the stories that you still have about Virgo, Spirit is saying. Okay. So really look at those. Face those fears is what Spirit is saying. Okay, and focus within. Remember, you can't want something or desire something that's not meant for you to have. So the fact that you still want something there means it's still there for you to have, but you still have fears in the way. Okay. Don't let the past hold you back. Stop going back into the past. It's a bit like, wanting to build a new house, but you're using the same old bricks from the other house. Yes, they can be rearranged, but it's still the old house you're dragging with you. Okay, so there's still what Spirit is telling you is that he's yours, but you still have the labels, you still have the stories, you still have the memories that are not serving you and are keeping you stuck. Okay. What do you want? I love this card. Look at this person. This is you, feet up on the desk, daydreaming, thinking about all the wonderful things you do want, but you're going into the fear energy of all the things that are scaring you. Okay, suddenly this great big this crab has suddenly become enormous and charging at you. Your fears are in your face, sort of thing. Okay. So it's causing that waiting. His energy is waiting. When your energy shifts, his energy will shift because he's the reflection. Okay. Then you'll see the changes moving forward with the changes. Okay, into a new cycle. Your wishes being answered. Your hopes and dreams being answered here. But you still got some hostility when you think of him. There is still a little bit of, like I say, the old labels, the old stories, the hostility towards him, the negativity towards him. What if he doesn't want me? Yeah, but I last saw him with somebody else. What if this? Or so much time has gone past. None of that matters. Okay, so it's just what you're telling yourself. Keep an open mind as well. You might be thinking, well, how can it happen? Okay, but Spirit again is saying this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So, Spirit's always told you all this time. Because you've been thinking about him, he is now thinking and reflecting back as well. Okay. I've been reflecting and thinking so much and can't move on. I don't want to ever lose you. So you're this is what you're sort of thinking, and he's reflecting that back in his energy when he thinks about you. Okay. And they were just saying about work there. But it's all about the throat chakra, how you talk to yourself, how you talk to him in your mind as well. You know, because, you know, things can blossom. You just need to get out of your own way. You can have that sturdy roots with each other, sturdy foundation and relationship, but you need to be sturdy within yourself so that spirit can guide it to you. Okay, so the connection is still very much there. You've got a job on the island as well. Good. So that would be you working. Again, what they said about work is that you might be starting, you be careful that you don't go back into the energy of labels that you have about work colleagues. Okay, literally, it's like sticky labels. Okay, so a work colleague comes past you, they might look at you a bit funny, and you stick that label on, they're a git. Okay, they are a nasty person. Oh, they're this, that, and the other. Look at the labels you stick on people and yourself and circumstances, because those labels are what you're going to get. Okay, and the stories, like work colleagues, are always shit and shocking. Remember, spirit and the universe, whatever you believe is up there, can only say yes. They never say no. We say no to ourselves. Okay, so they can only say yes because you're always right. Work colleagues are idiots. Yes, Neela, you are quite right. Because you say so, that work colleagues are all idiots and treat you unfairly, here is more for you to experience. And then you're sat there going, well, fuck my life. Here we are having more shit. Why isn't anything changing? Because of the labels you keep sticking on and the stories you're telling yourself. Okay, remember, if you think of, if yes, they complain, they start to be like this to me. Right, so change it. Okay, you know what? All my work colleagues, wherever I work, are amazing. They're so helpful. You write the story. You're sticking the labels on it anyway, so stick on the labels that you do want to experience, because either way, you're going to experience it. Spirits taught me this way. The story you tell yourself, and the labels and the stories, is what you're going to experience. Okay, so if a friend came up to you that you haven't seen for a long time and they say, hey, Neela, how's your job going? Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. I've got this new job. I was really happy there, but everybody started complaining and bitching. Boom, there you go. Now you're wondering, because whatever you would moan and complain about is what you're going to get. Okay, nothing can change out there till you've changed it within. As within, so without. Okay. Yes, now you can shift out of it faster. Okay, because you've realized that you're going into the same story. Okay, it's like you're in the same cycle. When the physical world is always there as to show you where you still have limiting stories and labels, basically. Okay, who you are identifying as and how you're seeing others. So you're stuck in this loop of get a job, seems okay, then it goes the same way. So you move jobs, you get another job, but then it's the same cycle. So that's showing you something, that there's something within you about how you feel about work or how you think others see you at work. You don't feel prioritized, you don't feel respected, you don't feel valued, okay? Or you see them in a certain way. I can't trust work colleagues. They're all gossipers and bitches and whatever. Okay, so you're going to keep experiencing that because you haven't changed the story. You're still playing the same playlist, the same record. Okay, so you're very much still connected to your Virgo. Okay, the reason you're not seeing movement is because you're not identifying as Neela, who is in that relationship. You are still seeing it as separate. Okay, so therefore it will stay separate. You're causing your own waiting. Okay, and work is going the same as other jobs. Okay, because you're still in that story and labels. Change them, look at them. You can shift this. Okay, anything you want to ask Neela before I move on to the collective reading of career and see what Spirit has to say about career? Now, any of you, where I am before months, yes, he's always asking about you, my lovely. You just haven't got the version of him because you're trying to change that version. You aren't with your desired version. Your perfect desired version is within you, remember. You know why? Because you're not getting the results. It's the same pattern. You don't need to ask why. Okay? Because he comes to her because you're not in your power. Okay? Because of labels and stories. You're blowing up your own castle. Okay? You're still in the negative about him. Your mind says one thing, your head says another. Your heart says one thing, your head says another. They're not in flow with each other. Okay? Heart and brain coherence. So he goes through her. If he wasn't interested in you, he wouldn't be asking about you. Right. For any of you who are listening, okay, that haven't had a reading, that's fine. I have already done, and hopefully it will save. I've had to do it on my iPhone, which I've not done before. My iPad just would not work. It was a blank screen, so it took half an hour to sort that out. I am going to be coming off in a minute, so if there's nobody else that wants to get a paid reading, then I will be doing, I've done a spirit message for the collective, I've done a love reading for the collective, and I'm going to ask Spirit to bring us through a career message for the collective. Please check the community post for when I will next be going live. I'm going to try and do it for Friday. If I don't do it Friday, then it will be Sunday. Okay, but I'm going to try and stick to the Wednesday as a definite. At the same time, 7 to 9 p.m. UK time. But check the post. Check the description box on the video as well. And remember that you can, hopefully, it will save when I come out of the live. I won't lose it. If I do, I apologize. I can only click whatever it comes up with. And you can listen back for the collective messages as well as your own readings if you've had readings. Right, so let me just shuffle these in. And then we will see what Spirit wants to say. If there is anybody who's wanting a reading before I go, a paid reading, okay, and you need all the details, again, do a shout out in the chat and I will drop it all in the chat for you. Okay, literally got 10 minutes, my lovelies. So, Spirit, let's go on to work. Career advice for the collective. Now, remember, this isn't a personal reading. So for some of you, it might resonate. Others of you, it won't. Okay, just take it or leave it. It may be that a couple of days time from now, it resonates. All right. But let's see what they say about work for the collective, please. Okay, nice. Okay, we've got this beautiful coin. This with the roots on means that there is either a job opportunity, financial security within a job. Okay, so it could be your present job. You might have the chance for a pay rise, a bonus, or a promotion. It may be that you will start to feel more secure within the job. If you're looking for a job is on its way. Okay, you may be a little bit up and down. Okay, but try to get balanced. Try to get these balanced, okay? Remain balanced within yourself. Okay, this sort of meditation card, when Spirit brings this out, is like, you know, focus within. What's floating your boat? You know, if something is feeling wrong, really question, is this the job for me? You know, because sometimes we neglect making the changes. A bit like better the devil you know. Okay, hopefully something might change, but your body is screaming at you. Remember that baby, like Spirit said, your body, when it has something negative, is screaming at you that it needs changing or it needs feeding. So you either, something needs changing. Okay, you can't just rely on chance. You need to make those changes. Okay, or instead of moaning and complaining, hoping that things will change, especially if it's been going on for a long time. I mean, I don't mean like 1 minute you're pissed off and then the next day everything's settled down. I mean, if it's a continuous thing where you're not happy, okay, really look at what needs to change. And sometimes we need to feed ourselves, put our focus back onto us instead of always going and, you know, what does my boss think of me? Well, how do you see yourself? Okay, if you think you're not very confident or whatever, then that is how your boss is going to see you. You're not going to come, everything is energy, remember. For some of you, that financial security, a couple of messages I'm getting through this. This is about family. So it could be for some of you that the extra money will help family finances. Okay, a job offer, getting a job will obviously help your family. Now, family can be the people you live with under the same roof, your own personal wife, husband, partner, children. Okay, but it could also be that there could be family support for you at this time. Okay, but relax and have fun. This card is always about relaxing and having fun around this. When you're stressed, you're going to get more things to stress and worry about. Okay, work. There is work there. Occupation. Okay, and changes, which is what Spirit was saying. Things need to change. For some of you, there will be automatic changes coming in from where you're not seeing movement to where you're suddenly getting a promotion, you're getting a pay rise, or you're getting a new job offer. Okay, but for others of you, you need to make those changes. Okay, so that you can be more prosperous, wealthy man. Okay, you can have that money, be more wealthy and secure. Okay. Feeling appreciated and valued and respected as well. Okay, at work, in the workplace. Okay, so these cogs are turning. So, you know, things are changing for you here in work. Okay, and some of you will be receiving messages or emails either with promotions, either with pay rises or a job offer within a 3 to 4. Okay, so it could be within 3 to 4 hours, within 3 to 4 days, or over the next 3 to 4 weeks, my lovelies. Okay, so there we are. Now, I just want to check in with any of you. If any of you is wanting a paid reading, let me know before I come off. If not, if I don't see anybody in the chat saying, yo, wait a minute, then I will come off for today. And like I say, hopefully it will save. But it's been lovely back. It's been a long time, well over 1.5 years. Again, I will only be doing the live reads. I wasn't going to come back on here, but Spirit asked me to come back on here, and I do listen to them. Well, I did argue with them, saying no. But they were like, no, we want you to. And they direct me to where people need me. Okay, so it's just the lives I'm doing. But they have asked me to put in the collective reading. So in every live that I do, there will be 3 free collective readings. Spirit messages, a love reading, and the career one. Okay, so sorry to hear that, Wildcat, but certainly something looks like it's coming up. Okay. So you came just in time. It's quite funny because when I did see your name, I thought, oh, this will be interesting because I'm just about to do the career one. So there you go. Hopefully that resonated with you. So remain optimistic, my lovely. And hopefully within the 3 to 4 days would be better than 3 to 4 weeks. But you know, the 3 to 4 could be you get called in for an interview within the next 3 to 4 days, and then you're settled into a job over the next 3 to 4 weeks, within the 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. Remember, it's not a personal reading. They are just saying, look, this is a little bonus for you. Okay, look, money is going to drop into your hands and things are favourable. Okay, so just trust, my lovely. Something's coming. Okay, you know that you're good at what you do. So remember that, appreciate yourself, value yourself as well. You know you're good. Your time is money. Okay, your knowledge is worth paying for. So you will get a job. Right then, my lovelies. Yes, time is money, definitely. Okay, so don't forget to keep a lookout for good. Remember, what you want is already yours, Nini. Okay, so you're never manifesting anything because there's nothing to manifest. Money's already there. You're just not aligned with it. You're not making it feel natural. You're still trying to get it. You're seeing it as separate. Okay, but yes, you do need to take action. You need to apply for jobs. Okay, not always. It doesn't always happen like that. I've known people get jobs through all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. Okay, than the traditional way. They could be out talking to somebody and somebody says something, you know, oh, there's a place going up my place or whatever. Okay, it can come in different ways. But Spirit has taught me what you want is already yours. Everything is done. Creation is finished. So the fact that you're wanting money means that it's already there for you to have. But you're seeing yourself as somebody in a lack energy needing that money. Okay, so you're not sort of seeing yourself who is somebody who already is financially secure and financially free to have the money. You're focused on the money. It's all about the feeling. We only want things because it brings us a feeling. Money brings us a feeling of security, of less stress. You're not worried. You're free. You feel free. Oh, I can buy that. I can go on holiday. I can buy this. I can have this. You're not worried. Okay, so it's a feeling. So how would you feel? You've got to start feeling it so that you can be in the energy of it, if you like. That's a very quick, simplified version. Okay, you're not trying to manifest it because you always get who you identify from. So if you're identifying as never having enough, but you're saying or scripting or visualizing having money, you're still, and then a bill comes in and you're like, fuck, or you look at your bank balance and you're like, oh my God, it's still low, but I've got to manifest money. I am rich, I am wealthy. You're not going to get it. Okay, trust me. Been there, done it. And seen lots of my other clients do it as well. It's always the identity you're coming from. So the identity of you that has the money would not be looking at the bank account going, fuck my life, it's zero, I need more money. Okay, you have to be it within and normalize it within. Yeah, I've got lots of money, I'm rich as fuck. Okay, every day my wealth increases. I've always got more than enough. But you've got to stick to that. You can't be thrown off course. Even if a bill comes in, yeah, I've got more than enough money. Okay, doesn't mean you blow your money, but you're looking at it. If you see something when you're out and about, then, you know, oh, I haven't got time to pick that up now, but that would look good in my house or on me. I'll get it next time. Okay, because your brain doesn't know what's true or false. It literally goes by the labels and the stories you're telling yourself, but who you're identifying as. So I hope that helped you, Nini. Right, okay, my lovelies, I'm going to end this for today. So I better put in end of live. No more payments, because I've known before, but do see a description box for right. Okay. Good night, my lovelies. Love and light to you all. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see some of you back. It doesn't mean you've got to pay for a reading if you come back. Okay, usually when I was doing lives before, it's the same people coming in. That's fine. Just listen to the collective free readings. You can get tips. I might say something to somebody in a reading and it resonates with you. Okay, but of course, they are paid readings if you want your own personal reading, okay, to look at your personal situation. The collective readings are for however many people view this. Okay, my lovelies, well, it's been lovely catching up with you all again after so long. Love you all. Love and light.